The San Antonio Spurs just won the NBA offseason because this team is now ready to compete for NBA championships this year and over the next 5 years. They add in Harper with the second overall pick in the draft, Bryant with the 14th overall pick in the draft, and then sign Luke Kornet to a 4-year, $40 million deal to be their backup center behind, of course, Victor Wembenyama. They have De'Aaron Fox, the reigning Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle, and people forget this team was 30-30 last year, and it just traded for De'Aaron Fox before, of course, the Wemby injury and then the Fox injury, but now everybody's got a fully rested offseason, and this team looks like a legit 10-man rotation with a couple extra guys they can plug and play when injuries hit. This looks like a playoff team. But this all starts and ends with Victor Wembenyama. The Spurs will go as far as he takes them next year. Yes, they have Fox and a bunch of other studs, but Victor Wembenyama has a chance to be a top 5 player on both ends of the floor next year. He's 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan, taking 9 threes a game, doing stuff like this. Tween, cross, get to his spot, and finish. He averaged 24.3 points a game, 11 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 3.8 blocks a game last year. Shot 48% from the field and 35% from 3. Like I said, 9 attempts a game. There's, like, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain are rolling over right now, knowing that this man is their height, a little bit taller than them, taking 9 threes a game. Remember, versus Washington, one of his, the best game of his career, really. 50 points, 6 rebounds, making a statement in the pick and pop. When he gets hot from 3, there is simply nothing you can do to stop him because he's picking and popping. He's knocking it down even off the dribble. Versus New York on Christmas, this was kind of his all right, I'm here, I've arrived moment when he dropped 42 in the Garden versus the Knicks with some Kevin Durant level shot making. Like we said, at 7'4", had 42 and 18 with 4 blocks, running to the corner, knocking this down, fading away into the Knicks bench in transition, and then turns around because he's got a little something to say, because he realizes how ridiculous of a shot that is. And then the passing is really improved for Wembenyama. Watch Sohan cut all the way through. Everybody on the Knicks is worried about Wemby right here. Sohan gets lost and he finds him as he goes up for the jumper and then turns it into a shot. Cat was getting exposed in this game in the pick and pop. He should not be picking and popping from the logo. He is 7'4". What is this? This legitimately an alien. We've got the correct nickname for this man. I mean, look at this play. Give me that and we're going to dunk it. The plays he makes are just stupid good. Nobody should be able to make this play except for a guy that's 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan hitting fadeaways like it's nothing. Like we said, the passing is improved. Nice little pocket pass to Vassell for a big time slam. And then he's going to cut right in front of the defender's face, leave the lob for Sohan for another big time slam. Once again, picking and popping. Wembenyama is the real deal. He's going to be a top 5 player on offense and defense, and probably a top 5 player in the league next year. And then I love what the Spurs did going out and getting Luke Kornet. We talked about this on the channel previously. Kornet coming to San Antonio will be a great fit. 4 years, $41 million, a little bit more than I thought they would have to pay him, but they've got plenty of money due to a lot of their young guys being on rookie contracts. He averaged 6 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and a block while shooting 67% from the field last year. Did not take a 3 all season long, but back in 2019, he did shoot 35% from 3 on 4.2 attempts when he was playing with the Knicks. So that's something to note. But yeah, $10 million isn't even that much anymore, to be honest. And per 36 minutes, he averaged close to 12 points and 11 rebounds with 3 assists and 2 blocks. This is kind of similar to OKC overpaying for Hartenstein last summer. Although, of course, Luke Kornet probably isn't quite as good as Isaiah Hartenstein, but he's 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan. And this duo right here at the starting and backup center spot is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Luke Kornet to San Antonio. I love that move a lot. And then people are forgetting about De'Aaron Fox. People just forget that this dude is literally a top 5 point guard in the NBA when healthy. Last year, he literally played with a broken finger on his shooting hand. The entire season, he played through it. So looking back to 2023-24, he averaged close to 27 points a game, almost 6 assists and 5 rebounds, shooting 47% from the field and 37% from 3 on 8 attempts. And he will be just 28 years old next year, going into the absolute prime of his career. People are not talking about that enough because after that whole trade and then things kind of didn't work out this year with the injuries, Nobody's talking about that, but De'Aaron Fox in San Antonio is going to be absolute dynamite. This starting lineup is going to be a ton of fun. Not a single change from last year, except we get year 3 Wemby, year 2 Stephon Castle, another year of Devin Vassell getting some experience under his belt, and then Harrison Barnes spacing things out. He shot 43% from 3 on almost 5 attempts last year. The perfect wing to throw around these guys because he can really shoot it from beyond the arc. And then the bench unit is where they really improved, bringing in guys like Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant through the draft, Kornet through free agency. Champagnie can really shoot the ball, and then they got Sohan, or they can even use Keldon Johnson if they need him, or injuries hit mid-season. I love this offseason for the San Antonio Spurs. I really think they're ready to compete next year, and bringing in Dylan Harper to be the backup point guard, this kid's an absolute animal. 19.4 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in 32 minutes per game last year at Rutgers. 48% shooting from the field, 33% from 3 on 5.2 attempts. Now, the three-point shooting is a bit of a question mark, but he was taking a lot of off-the-dribble stuff. He's a dynamic player in the pick and roll. That is his bread and butter. He's 6'6", 215 pounds, really physically, and, you know, the way he plays reminds me of Cade Cunningham, just without as good of a three-point shot in college. It took Cade a little bit to develop that three-pointer at the pro level, so maybe we see a little bit of that with Dylan Harper. But realistically, other than maybe the three-point line, what is stopping this duo? This trio, I should say, of guards for San Antonio? All are good defenders, all are 6'4" plus and fantastic length, and I don't even think Dylan Harper was my favorite pick for them in this year's class. Yes, he's going to be an absolute monster, but value-wise, Carter Bryant at 14? We're talking about a 6'8" wing with a 7-foot wingspan. He's just 19 years old, super raw, and you bring him in with a chance to develop with your young core. Yes, he only averaged 6.5 points, 4 rebounds, a steal, a block, and an assist last year at Arizona. But as the year went on, he got better and better. He played just 19 minutes per game, which is something to note. He was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school, and he shot 46% from the field and 37% from 3. In the regular season, in conference play, he shot 48% from the field and 40% from 3 on 3 attempts. Per 36 minutes, he averaged almost 14 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. Fantastic on both sides of the ball, and this is really where all the potential comes from. I mean, we're talking about jab step, one dribble pull up. As a freshman in college, that's a tough shot to hit, going and getting your own rebound. He's a fantastic cutter. He fills lanes extremely well. He's a winning player. Watch him navigate the screen. Doesn't navigate it the best, but still able to recover, get the block, and keep the ball in play. That's one of the best defensive plays I saw all season. And then, like we said, cutting out of the corner, getting downhill, and catching lobs at the rim. And then they still have the reigning Rookie of the Year, who we haven't even talked about, in Stephon Castle. This team is absolutely loaded. Castle coming off a season where he averaged almost 15 a game with 4 boards, 3.7 assists, and a steal in 27 minutes per night. Shot 43% from the field, 29% from 3 on 4 attempts. That's not exactly ideal. That will need to be fixed, but he can play. He's a fantastic defender, fantastic slasher, and really can be a connector for that offensive unit, the starting 5. He's 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan, 215 pounds, so he's got a great body to be a fantastic defender. And with guys like Harrison Barnes and maybe even Devin Vassell spacing, De'Aaron Fox knocking down threes, Wemby knocking down threes, he's that dynamic slasher you need in that starting 5. And then, yeah, I think this Spurs team contends. I think they could be a top 6 seed next year. What do y'all think? Let me know your thoughts. The West is going to be an absolute bloodbath. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.